Hi, everyone. Welcome to Herren Project Live. I am your host, Kevin Miceli. Thank you all for tuning in. We have a great show lined up for you this evening. First and foremost, I want to thank all of you for supporting Wellness Week with Herren. It truly was an amazing week. We supported and inspired and empowered individuals, families, and students all across this country, and there was so much good put into the world with all the events and activities and everything else that went on. So thank you all for supporting us and the whole week. I am going to bring in Herren Project's marketing and outreach coordinator, Claire, to announce the winners of all the contests we had for the week. So here's Claire. Hi, Claire.
Hey, everyone. How's it going? I also just want to echo Kevin's sentiment that it was such a great experience to see how everyone was celebrating their wellness during Wellness Week. We do have some exciting prizes to announce. These will be also put out onto social media tomorrow, and we'll try and get in contact with those folks we know, and we'll be looking for some emails maybe from folks that maybe we don't know. So if you know someone who won, just have them send me an email at claire@herrenproject.org or reach out to us through social media. So we'll start with the Herren Fitness Challenge. Great work to everyone who participated. We do have 6 daily winners who will win some various prizes. And I'll get in touch with those folks about what they won. But daily winners are Glenn Harrington, Greta Williams, Nicole Nunes, Missy Davis, Benjamin Lombardi, Terry O'Neill Curtin, and the grand prize for the whole Herren Fitness Challenge is Nancy Eaton. So congratulations to all of you.
Nice.
A great fitness challenge. It was so great to see everyone with their steps and their water and their fitness. So super great there.
And Glenn Harrington, a Herren Project ambassador.
Beastin' in the gym too. He had a lot of great pictures about getting his workouts in, so that was great.
Totally.
For Wellness Bingo, so for Wellness Bingo, we asked kind of teachers and folks to submit students who completed bingo on their bingo card, and we randomly selected a winner, and that's going to be Hannah R. from Portsmouth Middle School. So Hannah won a BU Live Well t-shirt and a Starbucks gift card. And we had over 50 submissions for Wellness Bingo. So the students were really getting active there. For the I Am poster contest, we have Liam from Charlton Middle School. Liam also won a BU Live Well t-shirt and a Starbucks gift card. Lots of great entries for that contest from Reed's Academy, Melville Elementary School, and Hathaway Elementary School, as well as some great entries from Child and Family in the Newport County area in Rhode Island. And kind of culminating our week, we have the Purple Spirit Awards. Purple Spirit is just kind of the embodiment of that purple and proud attitude and folks showing their spirit during the whole duration of Wellness Week. And so our first place prize there is going to Melville Elementary School. Second place is going to Reed's Academy. And third place is going to the Doherty field hockey team at the direction of Meg Brunel. So
awesome.
We're great to have a lot of folks participate. And it was my first Wellness Week as a member of the staff team of Herren Project. And it was super fun to see everything. So thank you to everyone who participated.
And I just want to say thank you. You did a ton of amazing work and really kept it all organized. And 2 claps and a Ric Flair. Woo! I don't know who that is. It just says Facebook user, but I did my best impression of Ric Flair. All right, Claire. So thank you so much and have a great night. And the winners will be posted on social media tomorrow. So if you weren't here live tonight, Claire will try to get you, and it'll also be on Facebook. I don't know why I'm saying that, because they wouldn't be here to listen to that.
No, we'll figure it out. Can't hurt to say it twice.
No. Awesome. Thank you. Have a great night.
Thanks, love.
All right. Next up, we have an inspiring gentleman who really is new to the Herren Project family. He is a donor of Herren Project and really did a great service to us and really engaged other people and brought more donors into Herren Project. As you all know, we are 100% donor funded. So all the great work that we do is thanks to gentlemen just like Jim Miceli. He is currently the director of player personnel at the Hula Bowl. He's also coached all over the country at various different football programs. So I want to bring in Jim. Hi, Jim. How are you?
Hey, Kevin. How are you?
Good. Thank you so much for coming on.
Sure. It's my pleasure.
It's, you know, I said it earlier, but I just want to say it again that, you know, we are grateful for your support. And, you know, one of the things at Herren Project is we treat everyone that we work with like family. And that also goes for the people that support the great work that we do. So you are a newly minted member of the Herren Project family.
I appreciate that. You guys do a fantastic job. And as I've said, anything that I can do to help, I'll do anything I can.
Awesome. So could you tell us a little bit about your kind of professional background and how you see addiction in that field that you work in, the good and the bad of it?
Sure. I was a combination of a, college and high school football coach, and actually was in athletic administration as well for 40 years. So I've kind of seen, unfortunately, both ends of the spectrum. Most people don't realize the stress and the time and, the moving and all the things that take place in college football as a coach or an administrator. And I've seen, that side of it and some of the things that it can do to people. And obviously, unfortunately with injuries and addiction, things like Oxycontin, that unfortunately I've seen take lives. It's very unfortunate, some of the things that I've observed. And, when I was listening to Teresa Biscelia and the stories that she was telling me and about your foundation and my wife, Mary Ann, as well, we just said this is something that, we would love to get involved with and try to help people.
Yeah, and Teresa does such good work. And I'm struggling with that name because I associate her as Teresa Cobley, but she is a sweetheart and she does such good work for us, and we're grateful to have us. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, you kind of talked about it. You see it in the work that you do. What kind of approach do you take, when you're working with students?
Well, again, like I said, I've seen it many times, and I guess the one that stands out to me the most, was the most severe, we're talking probably around 2010, 2012, when I was at the University of Akron. There were 4 or 5 young men that got severely addicted to Oxycontin. 2 or 3 of them lost their life. They just, they were arrested, they were in jail, they got out of jail. And it was just one of the saddest things that I've ever been a part of. All you can do is what I do anyway, is I just try to counsel the best I can. I can go through my life, the things that I've seen, the ways that I know to combat some of the, the dragons that are out there. And a lot of kids, it depends. There's so many factors that go into why somebody will listen and somebody won't, or why somebody will listen for a while and then they won't. And it's just probably what you guys do is one of the most difficult things I think you could ever do.
Yeah, and it's, and Chris being a former professional athlete, it wasn't football, it was basketball, but, it's kind of the same story there that, kids get injuries, they end up on pain meds, and you see it just where people doing everyday activities, they break a leg, they end up on pain meds, and, they become addicted. It's a scary, scary situation.
It really is. And then I look at somebody like my wife, Mary Ann, who had a hip replacement, and, she said, I'm only going to take this amount and I'm done. I'll live with whatever it is after that, just because a lot of it may be the horror stories I've told her over the years of what could happen. And, it's just when you're young, it's just so much harder to do that. It obviously, it really is. And again, you get back to the profession of coaching. I've just seen people, it's a little bit, it's not the addiction as much as Oxycontin, but it's probably more alcohol related, where, guys just get, and people don't even think about this. You move so much in this profession. I don't care what it is, football, basketball, you just move around so much because you're trying to reach that goal of being at the top of the heap of what you want to do. And you're alone. You're by yourself. Your family's in one state, you're in another. And all those things lead to just, I guess, unfortunately, the ability to abuse things. And that's what happens.
Absolutely. What's been your favorite coaching positions so far?
Well, I've had a couple. I think there's two that stand out. I'll bring up the one that more people in New England could relate to. In 1997, I was flattered to be offered the position of the head football coach at Bryant. Now it's called Bryant University in Rhode Island. But most people don't know, we started football from scratch. There was no football program there. And the only affiliation they had with football was the New England Patriots used to practice there. And it was amazing to me, all the New England states, you'd go in the parking lot, there'd be thousands of people there, would be from Vermont, it would be all over the New England area. And so we built that program. It was a lot. We built the stadium, we maneuvered fields, and standing on the sideline for that first game where there was probably 5,000 to 7,000 people, it was just standing in and saying, wow, we actually did it. And then the other one was in the late 80s, early 90s, there's a school called Ramapo College in northern New Jersey that had the longest losing streak in the nation. They had 34-game losing streak at any level. In our first year, I was the head coach. We went 8-2. We ended up being nationally ranked for 3 years as we moved on. We won a couple championships. So those were two that really stand out to me in the coaching profession. But, there's just so many great memories, bowl games, all those kind of things. And, it's kind of fun what I'm doing now, all the work of having the whole nation and, seeing those guys show up for an all-star game and compete, and all the scouts being there, and some guys, really raising their draft status. And, draft status is money. It's what it is. And, if you're
Absolutely.
a fourth-round pick, you're going to make a heck of a lot more money than a sixth-round pick. So it's all that. And it's I did this. I started out as a high school science and phys ed teacher. I loved working with the kids, and somehow you get in the whirlwind of college athletics and you move on, and, you're not doing that anymore, but I still love working with the kids and helping people as much as I can.
And you also at University of Pittsburgh, right?
Twice, yes. I was there when Dan Marino, for the older guys, was the quarterback at one time. Then I went back again in the early 90s, and the guy who played for the Patriots, who I had the pleasure to coach, was Curtis Martin, who was on that team. So, I was at Pitt twice. My wife and I both, we love the city of Pittsburgh. It's a great place.
Was Billy Osborne on those teams?
Billy Osborne I missed. I think he kind of was before or after when I came in those two situations.
Yeah. He's a buddy of mine.
Is he? Is that right? Is that right? Wow. Yeah, that's great.
So in recovery, we kind of, use a new thing that's been taken off in the last couple of years is support through a recovery coach. And that's someone that kind of works with an individual and walks with them through the process. What do you think a recovery coach could learn from a football coach?
Probably a lot. You wouldn't, we'd have to be on this show for probably 3 days for me to go through all the stories of family issues. And you really, as we deal with the horror stories and some of the things that we talked about tonight, you don't know how many of these kids have kind of overcome obstacles that, you wouldn't believe. And the stories, it's funny, my wife and I this morning, we took a ride and we had to go to Newport, Rhode Island for something. And that was a part of the conversation, about some of the kids that, we've had to help, and some of the obstacles that and hurdles that they've had to jump to not do some of the things that we're talking about. So as unfortunately as there are people who can't jump that hurdle, you'd be happy to know there are a lot that have.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I want to thank you so much for agreeing to come on. And, like I said, we consider, our donors and our clients family. And, it's one thing to donate, but you took it a step further and really advocated for us. So for that, I am extremely grateful. And it's going to help us to support, inspire, and empower so many individuals. So thank you from the bottom of my heart for supporting our work.
It's more than my pleasure. And again, anything I could ever do to help, I would love to.
Awesome. Well, thank you again and enjoy the rest of your evening.
Thank you. You too.
Take care. All right. What a great guy. Next up, I'm excited for Anthony Bizzotto, and I forgot to ask him how to pronounce that. I'm terrible with pronunciations. People have butchered my name my whole life, so hopefully he's forgiving if I didn't get it right. But he is co-founder of Revive of the USA, also a gentleman in long-term recovery. So I'm excited to welcome Anthony. Anthony, how are you?
Good, Kevin. How are you?
Good. Did I pronounce it right?
Pretty close, and I've heard worse. Bizzotto, just an auto, yeah. But I've heard Bizzotti, Bizzitti, so I appreciate that, Kev.
It's my Fall River accent. We just can't pronounce things correctly.
No, you're fine. Thank you very much for having me. It's a pleasure and an honor.
Yeah, no, I've been excited for this, and I know you're doing so much great work in the community, and you are a true power of example. And what you're doing with your organization is so needed. And I know you said, as we were talking earlier, it's grown a lot, and your impact has grown. So, but I want to kind of backtrack a little bit and kind of, you're a person in long-term recovery. Can you just touch on, kind of your story a little bit and what you went through and ultimately what led you to seek help?
Yes, absolutely, Kevin. Well, growing up, I had a pretty great family. I had 2 great parents and 3 older, beautiful sisters. I was the baby. Tragedy did strike a bit early within our family. My oldest sister, Nicole, passed at a young age. When she was younger, she had a heart issue. So she had a few open heart surgeries, and then she eventually had a heart transplant. But at age 18 or so, I was about, my sister was about 18. Her name's Nicole. And then I was about 10 or 12 years old, and her heart stopped working, and my sisters and I were there to witness that. So that hit us pretty hard. But thank God for my older sisters and my father and my mother for keeping us together. Because other than that, we had a really great life growing up. Very close Italian family, Disney vacations, things like that. Everybody was an athlete. But so that was, that happened, and that kind of stuck in the back of my mind. But, thank God again for our parents holding us together and getting us through that. I continued on and got into high school, and, through middle school, I excelled pretty well through football and all the other sports that I was doing, but specifically football. And as I got into high school, more opportunities came, and I started working out. My father actually got me and a few other guys working out in middle school, about 6th grade. We had a handful of us going to the high school to work out. And, believe it or not, fast forward to 2005 when I graduated, we won a Super Bowl, or the year before that, we won a Super Bowl. So,
Nice.
that hard work in the beginning really paid off, because those core group of guys worked together, from middle school all the way up through high school. So that was kind of my first introduction to the movement, and I really wasn't thinking about the movement as medicine at the time, nor did I think, eventually it may save my life, in long-term recovery. But so I worked out for performance to get bigger, faster, and stronger, and which I did. Unfortunately, I wish it would have made my brain and my heart a little bit bigger, faster, and stronger, because, even having all those skills and that talent, addiction doesn't discriminate. So, eventually it got to me. But again, I was an All-American football player, all-state track, had the ability, had the skill, had the opportunity, had everybody in the family behind me. And I'd say I started drinking freshman year, and it was out of control the first time. I got really sick, and I didn't think much of it, and I just continued on. And then it progressed as I got older. I had a lot of great opportunity coming out of high school. I was a top 10 recruit for football in the nation coming out of high school.
Wow.
I went to Nike combines and was rubbing shoulders with LaShawn McCoy and Ray Rice and all these guys. Those were my graduating class. But my mind was not quite there. I had a chance to go to a prep school, and from there I could have gone to any D1 school I wanted to for football, but I decided at the last minute to bail on that, and decided I knew best. So I ended up going to a D3 school, basically getting almost kicked off campus the second semester. And by the end of that first year, I was looking for another school. And so that the drugs and alcohol kept ramping up with each year. And so missed a lot of opportunities, and went from school to school. I did five different schools in 5.5 years. Eventually graduated with that bachelor's degree, thank God, and
Nice.
for the support of my family. Yeah. And but even and after college, that's when I started picking up the OxyContin. And that, talk about something that can take you down. I was kind of hovering there with the alcohol and the cocaine and things like that, the party drugs. But as soon as I put that OxyContin in my system, it was game over.
I feel you on that.
It was just a matter of time before I, started getting into heroin. And that, that was killer. That was killer. So 7 years ago, from today, November 24th, 2014, that's when I decided to get help. I was homeless. I was actually homeless. I had nothing. I stole from everybody, borrowed money from everybody, over $150 a day habit of pills, and then eventually moving to heroin. And it brought me down fast. And
wait, so today's your anniversary?
So November 24th, 2014.
Oh, I thought so. Don't mind.
Yeah, no problem. But yeah, so that I remember that day like it was yesterday, though. I was hurting, and I knew I had two options. I could either get help, or I was going to get a gun, and I was going to hold up a liquor store or any kind of store that I had that I could stick it in a registrar's face and get that money for my next fix. And thank God I talked to my father and my mother that day, and I surrendered. I had enough. And I remember him saying, sometimes you got to move back to move forward, and sometimes you got to lose to win. And that's what I did. So I decided to give it up. I went into ad care at Worcester, did my 30 days there, took my Vivitrol shot. And for the grace of God, over 7.5 years, clean and sober since that day, and been working like hell to keep it.
What a miracle, right?
Yeah, you said it, man. There's a few times there that I definitely should have been dead. I shouldn't be here. There's no doubt about it. And I am here. So I plan to make a big difference and take advantage and never take for granted that time again. So
you got sober, then you, a couple years back, you founded or co-founded Revive of the USA. Can you talk a little bit about that and what you guys do and what you offer?
Yes, absolutely. So actually, yes, 7 years ago when I was actually in ad care, I thought to myself, it's a bit stagnant. We're going in between counseling sessions. There's a lot of downtime. There's a lot of time for these demons to resurface in our brain. So I thought to myself, why isn't there more movement? We got the mind and the spirit, but we need the mind, body, and spirit. We need that recovery trifecta to make sure that our recovery armor is as tight and as strong as possible. So those three factors were huge. And so I just started going down to this makeshift gym that they had. There was a couple of med balls, a rope and a stick and a treadmill. And next thing I know, I had 3 or 4 guys following me down. And so that's where, Revive conceived. But then fast forward, a couple to today and a couple years back, my partner, Amy Tappan, and I, my dear friend, we thought, hey, let's get something going here. Let's try to implement this into already existing healing process and treatment programs. And I thought, yeah, that's a great idea. Let's team up and let's get this rolling. And so to give you a brief overview of what exactly Revive is, we are a new nonprofit. Okay. We are a community outreach program that partners with local youth and adult substance abuse recovery programs all across Central Mass and even into New Hampshire and rapidly expanding. Our coaches are made up of a team of committed and certified trainers that have extensive experience in both fitness and in recovery. We infiltrate the designated programs already existing healing process, like I mentioned, and we introduce and implement more movement as medicine, movement and nutrition as medicine. We do this through low risk, high reward therapeutic group movement sessions that empower the individual to make that next right decision, whether that be their health, their recovery, and ultimately their lives. And we believe this approach, it's definitely a missing piece, but also it's so critical to begin this process and introduce this process to the clients while they're currently enrolled into a treatment program to not only improve the chances of early success and early recovery, but also help them sustain long-term sobriety after they graduate. So, and the type of programs we service outpatient, inpatient, private, and low income residential treatment facilities. We work with the men and women of these facilities that have struggled with addiction, behavioral issues, and trauma. Being a recovering addict myself of over 7 years and having a team of coaches and a diversified board of directors who have all personally experienced addiction, either ourselves or having a family member that have walked through that process. So our entire team can identify with the struggles of addiction and recovery.
That's pretty impressive. And it's such a, we talk about it a lot. And, when you can really work on all areas of your life, the physical, which the mental, the spiritual, your chances at recovery are so much greater.
Agreed, Kevin. It's that trifecta, and if you have a missing link there, that could be a weak spot in your recovery armor. And so that's what we're trying to do here is strengthen that armor, not just in program, of course, post program. And we've even we've implemented a Revive alumni session at Peak Fitness in Worcester, Mass, every Monday night at 7 p.m. And what we do is we invite the graduates from these programs that we service to continue this journey and connecting with a community that they can identify with. And a great mentor of mine once said, David Jacks, when a group of people get together to work towards a power greater than themselves, something supernatural can happen. And we see that every day.
Unbelievable. I just started getting back at it, the Peloton behind me.
Good man. Yeah, I see JoJo on it all the time. That thing looks awesome.
Totally. But tonight, I whooped this girl tonight. There was only like 20 people in the class, and I whooped this 30-year-old girl from Canada.
Hey, that's a victory.
Totally.
Good man.
There's no retreat, no surrender. You got to go for the win.
That's right. That's right. Can you do wheelies on it?
No, that thing's heavy.
Yeah.
That thing's a beast. I didn't think I was going to like it, but it's starting to grow on me.
Good man. Yeah, keep it going. And that's it. Sometimes just making that initial step. I tell my clients all the time, one day or day one, what's it going to be? Yep. And that physical empowerment leads to that emotional empowerment and fortitude. We always like to say that too, but good man, you keep it up and take it one day at a time.
Yeah. My problem is the peaks and the valleys. Like I'm either all in or I'm all out. I can't find with exercise and food and nicotine. I mean, I still got me. Sounds like me. I still got some defects.
We all do. It's not perfection. It's a process.
Totally. You are getting a ton of great comments. Guy Jamal.
Oh, yeah, my brother-in-law. He's the man. He's actually a ranger.
Nice.
Yeah, stationed in Washington.
Jamal, how about a little bit of love for the guy with hair on the left?
Don't bring all the attention on me. I got the glare. Can you? I might be blocking out the camera from that thing.
You got to get the selfie light.
Oh, that's a good idea.
The selfie light, you can kind of adjust it and make it.
Yeah, make us look nicer and the imperfections.
I get that thing glaring right now.
No, you handsome as ever, Kevin.
You walk away, you get spots in your eyes.
Yeah.
What advice would you give to someone that's maybe listening that is struggling and maybe on the fence about getting help, not sure, what to do? What advice would you give that person?
Well, first I'd say hang in there and reach out, reach out for help. Take the step, leave your mind out of it. That's a tough barrier for a lot of people to overcome, is that those mental barriers and the pride and ego. You gotta check that at the door, because that'll kill you. That's killed a lot of people, and it will continue to kill a lot of people. So pride and ego, leave it at the door. Don't be afraid to ask for help. It'll save your life. Reach out to people that you can identify with. If you're an athlete, reach out to a recovering athlete, and don't give up. It's out there. We know that other side is out there. And, Kevin, you and everybody else sharing their story. I know that's, I want them to keep listening, and I want us to keep sharing and to keep trying to crush that stigma, so these stories can reach more of those people suffering, because you're not alone, and you never will be. And there's people out here that love you and care about you very much. So just leave your mind out of it. Take that step, and ask for help. And also, I also like to, a saying that I like to repeat and tell my clients is, keep revealing so you can continue to heal. Reveal so you can heal. Do not keep that stuff inside. It will kill you. It will grow. It will manifest, and it will eat you alive. Reach out, reveal to heal. And, we got so many different outlets now, and they're growing, and more people are welcoming us into their community, and we're building our own community. And it's a powerful community. Some of the most successful, the most genuine, caring, the most generous people are in recovery.
No doubt.
So it's just, come be a part of it. We want you to be close, and we want to offer you a second chance, and it's out there. And so leave your mind out of it. Take that step and keep it in the day.
Fire. We got the man, the myth, the legend. If that's the Greg I'm thinking about, he's on here tonight. What up, Greg? So many good comments, man. It's crazy.
Awesome.
You are well supported, and that is amazing. What else should we talk about?
Actually, I have a few of the client and project program directors feedback from some of the services that we're providing, the programs. I'd love to share that with you.
Let it rip.
Awesome. All right. And so when we enter into these, when we go into these programs, or we have the programs come to us, we like to think more transformation than just treatment. We see an immediate transformation and a willingness window that I like to, I labeled it a willingness window. And when that willingness window is open, we can plant subconscious recovery empowerment seeds, and we water it with phrases like, we're proud of you. You're not alone. Keep your pride and ego out of it. You can do it. Keep fighting. You're worth it. Just for today, it'll get easier. We start together. We finish together. One rep, one step, one day at a time. It's okay to ask for help, day one or one day. And of course, my favorite, we all have two lives. The second one starts when we realize we only have one. And that really resonates with these clients. So just kind of throwing those empowerment seeds in there really helps people, especially when that willingness window is open. And that's what we find. We'll see clients come into the session and kind of be like, oh, here we go. Here's this bald guy again. He's going to come kick our butts. And no, very low risk, high reward. And just a few minutes into it, you see a transformation. You see people high-fiving and laughing and revealing, and letting go. And sometimes, that moment, and that moment of willingness can save somebody's life. And so it's just really great to see that the movement improves clarity and awareness, and so much more, empowering the individual to not just get by in early recovery, but excel. And we would like the movement to be, one of the main pillars of their support in their new life, one filled with hope, purpose, and community. And we like to think the movement as a vibrational match to joy and happiness. And we see that, and we want these people to look back at before their addiction and what they enjoyed and what they were passionate about. It's not all about being in the gym or, lifting weights. It's about getting out there and movement, forest bathing, enjoying the sun, and, fishing or hiking and rock climbing and all those
whatever
different,
it is you like to do.
That's it, man. Find your passion and stick with it and don't look back. But yeah, here's a few of the testimonials we've received, which were pretty awesome. One here is Revive has increased the confidence and positive mood of our patients. It has provided the ability for our patients to have an experience instead of just discussing an experience, which is huge. And then here we asked, do you believe offering additional services like the Revive program gives your clients an edge for more permanent and successful transformation from addiction? And do you believe adding the Revive services to your program sets your recovery process apart? And the response was yes. And it creates an actual experience of change, which group discussion cannot match. So we're starting to put that change into action. And I think, that's kind of the edge of it. We can talk about these things, but until you start putting them into motion, it's tough to practice them, or it's tough to get better at them. And so those were two beautiful responses that we had from our program director at Lake Ave Recovery, one of our most valued and cherished partners and friends. And then finally here, Kev, the Revive program has done more to help our clients. It has given the opportunity to feel good about themselves. It has allowed them to be who they are, but yet have someone to help them along their journey of exercising and recovery. Due to the Revive coach and dedication, our women's sober home and some of our ladies are eating better, sleeping more, and exhibit less stress and frustration. But most of all, they look forward to the group and miss it when it doesn't happen. This is an amazing program, and we are very appreciative. I am a very strong advocate of Revive and what it's done for our ladies. They have learned the importance of exercising, being consistent with proper diet, and being mindful of their mind, body, and spirit. The transformation the ladies feel is amazing. They appear to be more secure in what they can do and not dwelling on what they can't do. So some really great feedback from our clients and our clinicians and our program directors that we cherish these relationships and friendships and partnerships so much, because without these clients and these, our partners like Lake Ave Recovery and Peak Fitness out of Worcester, and the Reliant Foundation, who has offered us support to continue servicing low-income residential programs, we would be nothing. We would be nothing without them. And so I'm just so appreciative of everybody in the Worcester County community in Central Mass, and of course everything that you and Chris and the Herren Project has done for the recovery community. I'm just very honored to be speaking with you and to be connecting with somebody who's walked through that hell.
So I see we get a lot of viewers on YouTube. If you can throw us a subscribe, that would be great. There's a ton of great content on there. I got a little piece of information that I want to throw out there, that I heard that you beat Danny Brunell's St. John's defense.
Wow. I did. And it was
I'd
tough.
love to hear a little bit about that.
Yeah, I mean, I'd have to say I have to give it to my offensive line. But yeah, it was one of my best highlight films, I believe.
Perfect.
Yeah, I think leaped over some guy into the touchdown.
Were you a running back?
Yes, sir. I was a running back. I was a halfback, fullback, and then inside linebacker. We had what they called the three-headed monster. It was me, my buddy Adam Cordio, and Tommy Fallon. It was like a wishbone, and we were all really, really some of the best running backs in the state at the time. And we just so happened to grow up together and be on that same team. And
awesome.
so yeah, I mean, my teammates.
How many yards did you put up on his defense?
Let's see. I'm
Don't
hoping.
Be humble.
I'm hoping over 200, but I'm not sure. I'm not positive.
We'll call it 200.
Maybe 225.
He's such a cheat too. We played this game the other day. Cheated. It was totally rigged. Family Feud. And his wife gave him the answers. Yeah, he's listening right now. I know he's out there. You better put your head in the pillow.
Yeah, they were. I mean, always such a great matchup, man. I mean, some of the toughest guys we've ever faced. Definitely. So, I mean, it was always fun to match up, and that rivalry continues.
Awesome. Well, Anthony, I want to thank you so much for all you're doing for the community. You're an inspiring individual, and there's so much great work ahead for you. And I know big things are going to happen for Revive. When your heart is in this and you can find something that you love and you're passionate about, and you do the next right thing, all the doors open and the stars align, and you are well on your way. So congratulations.
Amen, Kevin. Well said, man. And I appreciate that very much. I'd like to just mention this closing remark, if you wouldn't mind.
Yeah, whatever. No doubt.
All right, brother. Thank you. So I just like to, just let the viewers know, if you'd like to contribute or support Revive, you can visit our website, reviveoftheusa.org. We accept individual and corporate donations directly through our website, either to Revive, or you can see one of a few of our partnered facilities that we service, and you can donate towards them. We accept sponsorships of all kind, corporate and foundational. All donations are tax exempt. We are titled a 501(c)(3), and we are always looking to partner with more treatment and fitness facilities, and then also fitness and recovery coaches as well. So if you are interested, please reach out through our site, and we'll fill you in on those details. But Kevin, I can't thank you enough. It's an honor to finally connect with you. And I've watched these shows these past few weeks, and you do such a great job. You're such a great advocate, and I'm looking forward to following your journey and the Herren Project and staying connected, and watch you work, man. It's a pleasure. You're unbelievable.
Thank you. Just trying to do the next right thing and pass on what was given to me. It's all about helping that next person. And I've been putting your website's been up on the scroller below. We got it in the comments as well. So if you're able to go to reviveoftheusa.org and throw them some support, that would be great. But Anthony, thank you so much for coming on. You were awesome, and have a great rest of your evening. My pleasure, Kev. Thank you for everything that you've done, and again for having us online here, and for throwing that website up. You're great at what you do, man. And again, thank you for those words of wisdom. It always helps, and God bless you, man. And we'll have you back on. We'll have you back on again for sure. You've been great. Sounds good, brother. Maybe we'll do a Peloton race. I don't know. I might be pretty nasty by then. Yeah, no. Maybe we'll just stick to Family Feud. No, you got those running back legs. You probably. I don't know. They're kind of. I got to throw some WD on there. Well, maybe. Perfect. Have a great night. All right, brother. You too. All right. Take care. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in. That was a great show. Thank you to both our guests and to Claire, our marketing and outreach coordinator, for shouting out the winners of Wellness Week with Herren. Those will be posted on the web social media tomorrow. Thank you. Be well, stay safe, and God bless.